Hi everyone, my name is Bernie Bloom. I'm the founder and CEO of Bitoku Labs, and I'm so glad that you're here today and watching my video. We have two huge opportunities to talk about. Opportunity number one is an opportunity in the marketplace. It's about a gap in the current functionality of blockchain, and it's a huge problem that the blockchain world faces today. And opportunity number two is about you and how you can take part of that and how you can get in early and get in way cheaper than anyone else and way sooner than anyone else. So welcome and watch all the video up until the end so that you get the full picture of both of these huge opportunities. So let me start with opportunity number one in the marketplace. In order to understand that, let's talk a little bit about the history of blockchain. It all started out, as you know, in like 2008, 2009 with Bitcoin. And then we had those other currencies coming up. Litecoin, Dogecoin, you name it, right? And as the name cryptocurrency says, it was only about money. And obviously it was a huge innovation and it was the start of everything, right? Suddenly we had decentralized money that's controlled by the community and not by any single centralized instance. And that was the huge innovation, and it's cool stuff. And it was blockchain 1.0, as I call it. And then 2015-ish, we had Ethereum come out with another huge innovation that, started blockchain 2.0. And that was programmability. So suddenly it was not only about the money and the currency, it was also about, having code that can run on the blockchain. And suddenly we decentralized not only currency, but we decentralized computers and servers. We had like a world computer that you can run code on, and nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop your server or kick you out because it runs on thousands of servers that build the blockchain, thousands of validators, and that's blockchain 2.0. It's called smart contracts also, and it basically just means the blockchain is programmable and you can run code on it. So that was great. So we have a world computer. But if you really think about it, it is actually only a world CPU because it can run code. But unlike any other centralized computer, like my laptop here, on the smart contracts today, you don't have access to storage, like random access storage. So this computer here, if I write code on this computer, I can open a file on my SSD that's in that laptop, and I can, change what's in the file. I can delete it and move it and, position to this and that position and read it there or overwrite something in the middle. And that is a big part of computation, of computers, right? And it has been from day one. Every computer has storage attached to it, like random access storage where large files can be stored. And that's not only true for your laptop, it's also true for servers, where all the Web 2 applications are currently running. They all run on servers, and those servers have random access storage naturally. And we don't have that on blockchain 2.0. On any smart contract chain, whether it's Ethereum or Avalanche or Solana or anything, you don't have access to random access storage like huge storage files. You can store stuff on chain, but not so huge files, and because every validator needs to store it, so it's quite limited. You couldn't store like gigabytes of data for images or video or stuff. It's just not possible. So that is a huge problem with blockchain as of today. Why is that a huge problem? Because the whole world of Web 2, I could say the world's IT infrastructure, is being rebuilt as we speak. It's unstoppable. People build web apps, they rebuild it to run on blockchain, and that's called Web 3. It's called decentralized finance. It's called the metaverse. And, it's happening, right? But these apps that are being built, they are limited today because they they can only run on a CPU only that has no storage attached to it. So we urgently need that storage layer that makes the blockchain finally like a real computer, and that makes the blockchain resemble what we can do with other servers today. We need, random access storage, and that way a whole new wave of dApps. So dApps is just short for distributed apps or decentralized apps. So it just means apps that run on the blockchain. It's called dApps. So all these dApps, they are getting smarter and smarter, and all those new dApps need a storage layer. And that's what Bitoku has set out to build, and that is so super, super exciting. And, I started this company. It has been a great success so far. We had a node sale in a private group. It was a closed user group. It was just, people that I know that were my customers in a previous company. And we raised the maximum amount there in such a short time. So it was a great, great success. And right now, we're launching that to the public so you can be part of it. And if you get in on November 5th, which is our launch date, you can get in way earlier than anyone else, and you can get in way, way, way cheaper than anyone else that comes in after you. More details about that towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. So now about this project and the company, Bitoku Labs, we're a team of 8 people. Go to our website, bitoku.io, check out the team. We're all doxed. That means, you can click our LinkedIn profiles and stuff like that. We're not like a bunch of anonymous people that just start something or so. We all have a reputation to lose. I have another company in private cloud computing. It has nothing to do with blockchain. It's a very serious project and a very challenging project, technically very challenging project. And we're super excited to work on that project. How can you participate in all that? So that's the important stuff. So we're not doing any ICO or IDO or something like that, right? It is going to be a blockchain of its own, a storage blockchain. Some people have asked me questions like, hey, Bernie, isn't it like that problem is already solved? We already have storage blockchains or stuff like that, right? Yeah, we have chains like Filecoin or SC Prime or these things, but they are, designed to be a standalone storage blockchain, which means they are not designed to power these new dApps in Web3. They are just designed to be able to store data and then take it back at some point in time, standalone without smart contracts. I mean, Filecoin is adding their own smart contracts right now, but it's not really built to integrate with like fast chains like Solana or something like that. So no, we only have those standalone chains. And then with regards to smart contracts, also some people are telling me like, hey, Bernie, I just store my stuff on IPFS and that's all decentralized, right? So yeah, IPFS is decentralized. It's easy to integrate with smart contracts, but IPFS is not a blockchain and it doesn't have the blockchain guarantees that we look for, right? If we rebuild an app, like a Web 2 app like Airbnb, and we rebuild it on the blockchain, we want the storage to have blockchain guarantees as well, because otherwise we don't need to rebuild Airbnb on the blockchain, right? We could just use the existing Airbnb. But what we want is those blockchain guarantees. And with IPFS, for example, there is no consensus on existence. So the IPFS doesn't give you a consensus whether your file exists or not. And that should be clear for many, many dApps, including that example that I have, the Web3 version of Airbnb. It wouldn't work with that, right? So there is a real gap in that marketplace, and it needs to be filled, and we are super excited to fill that gap and work on that problem here at Bitoku Labs. So how can you participate? So we're not doing an ICO or IDO or anything like that. What we are doing to finance the growth of our business, first of all, we want to raise that money from the community. We're not going out for some venture capital investments or stuff like that. We want this whole project to be community owned. And that's why we are starting our node sale. And the node sale starts on November 5th. So if you get in by November 5th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, you can get in way earlier than anyone else and get in for way, way cheaper than anyone else. So mark your calendar for November 5th. So how is this going to work and what is a node? So our blockchain is going to be a blockchain. It consists of lots of validators that validate the storage transactions, and there will also be storage providers, right? So we will have millions of storage providers all over the world that store the data. And then we have the validator nodes, which are the backbone of the network. And there will be a maximum of 50,000 validators. And in order to run that validator, we are selling licenses for you to run a validator in that future blockchain. So you can write history and run, be among one of the first that run those validator nodes for the Bitoku chain. Right now, we've sold 1,300 of these validator licenses to a closed user group. That were people that I know and that were customers in my previous company called Ansel. It's a cloud computing company, has nothing to do with blockchain. That was wildly successful, and now we're opening it up to the public. So you can purchase these nodes starting from November 5th. That is really, really exciting, and that is the opportunity. If you look anywhere else, where can you get into any of these major blockchain initiatives from day one? It is really hard to get in, and then you need to get whitelisted and, all that stuff, and there's maximum investments and stuff like that. So for us, we have an ascending price model. So the prices for the nodes will constantly go up. There will only be 100 nodes available at $200, as low as $200. So you can get in for, $200 and operate one of the nodes of that future blockchain. And then after the 100 nodes are sold, the price will go up to $300. And then we have 100 nodes at $300. And then the next 100 nodes will be $400 and so on and so forth. So when we did it in the private sale, in the private group, the price went up to $700, $800 in a matter of seconds, right? So it was, it was a big run, and I expect that to be the same in the public sale. But if you're there at the right moment, November 5th, 1600 UTC, you have a chance to get them at $200. So that is the opportunity. And, I don't know of many projects where, that are really community owned, where you can be part of it really early on and where you can get in so much cheaper than anyone else, right? We expect these nodes to go up to a few $1,000s probably in a matter of weeks. So, you can get in really early and purchase the right to operate one of these validator nodes, which is super exciting stuff. So this video was about the opportunity. I talked about the opportunity in the marketplace. I talked about the opportunity for you to get in early on November 5th. And please stay tuned, because there will be the next video, which will explain in a little bit more detail what we're building, what is it all about, and some more of the details. So don't miss it. Watch video number 2 as soon as it comes out. Subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and leave me some comments. Thanks. Bye.